if we see God as our ultimate treasure, then money becomes a tool to accomplish God's purposes, and it puts God in his rightful place as Lord over our lives, and it takes the pressure off of money to fill a place that it was never intended to fill. It can't bring us peace. It can't bring us security. It can't fulfill the promises of God. Only he can, but money is a blessing from the Lord. It's part of his creation that we're to use to bless others through our generosity and meet the needs of our families, and yes, to enjoy as well. We want to help you do that. Live according to a biblical worldview here on this program every day as you answer the practical questions and handle God's money as that wise and faithful steward. So what are you thinking about today? What are your questions? We've got lines open. We're ready for you on anything financial. 800-525-7000. You can call right now. Let's head back to Arkansas. Several calls from Arkansas today. Hi, Reed. How can I help you, sir?
Yeah. Hi, Rob. My question concerns Social Security payments, a pension, and early retirement. Taking Social Security prior to, age 67. What's the effect of that pension on the Social Security? So I know there's a limited amount of money you can make when you're on Social Security up until you turn 67 or whenever you reach that threshold.
Yeah. Well, the Social Security limit has to do with earned income. So what is it you're trying to do? You want to continue to work after you take your benefits, and are you taking those Social Security benefits prior to full retirement age?
Yes, right.
Okay.
And so does the pension affect how much you can earn during those years before you reach your threshold age?
Yeah, and so what would be the age that you'd begin taking Social Security?
Well, say 62 or 65, perhaps.
Okay. Yeah, so the pension benefits are not earned income, and so that would not affect the reduction in your Social Security benefits. Now, any earned income that you have above the limit, would then take $1 away for every $2 you earn above that, leading up to the year in which you turn full retirement age. At that point, it increases. But Social Security, pension benefits are not earned income, and therefore would not play into that.
Oh, that's good news. Now, how would that affect when you do your taxes, and you got gross income versus net after your deductions and such, is that threshold that you can make when you are taking early Social Security funds? Do you pay, how does that all work?
Yeah, so it's your adjusted gross income that they would look at. So, that would be the number that you're considering as you're looking at, that threshold that you can have. So that's your income minus, any adjustments to that income. So it's money from gross income from, your job, investments, things like that. But, in terms of your AGI, you subtract above the line deductions, which results in that final number. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I appreciate that.
Okay. God bless you. We appreciate your call today. Thanks for being on the program, Reed. Let's go to Victoria in Texas. How can I help?
Yes, thank you for taking my call. My question is, my husband and I invested like $400,000 in half, more or less, in what we were told is called silver spade guinea and silver rose spade guinea and gold spade guinea and silver rose crown guinea. We put in $400,000 February of 2021. As of yesterday, we have a total of like $200,000. It is way less than what we paid for it. I'm concerned about it, and I don't know, should we just take the loss and get out of it with this company? I'm concerned that they never send us a statement. They tell us that you can't have a statement because you don't know what the spot price is, and they don't return calls timely. So I'm just looking for some guidance because I'm wondering, should should we get out of this before we lose everything?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I'd want somebody who's really a specialist in this area of the precious metals to really advise you on this before you make this decision. These guineas are a coin that were minted in Great Britain, if that's what you're talking about. It contains about 1/4 of an ounce of gold, you're right that the spot price does change, but they should be able to, you should be able to get these valued by an appraiser. But it sounds like getting just an objective and opinion on what you have here and whether it's something you ought to stick with and why you've seen such a decline. I mean, gold is certainly up. Now, we're not back to the highs that we saw in 2020 at this point, but we're pretty close. And so there's, the fact that they're saying you've lost 50% of the value is a head scratcher to me. So let's do this. Victoria, you hold the line. I'll have Robert grab your information, and then I'll have someone from our team reach out to you and give you a few recommendations on some trusted precious metal experts that you could reach out to and consult with. All right? Is that helpful, Victoria? All right, it looks like we've lost her. 800-525-7000. Victoria, if you can hear me, just hold the line and we'll have our team grab your information and we'll get right back in touch with you. Let's go to Texas. Hi, Terry. Go ahead.
Hello. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to run something by you. I'm 65. I'm planning on working until my company says, hey, that's enough. Lets me go. At that point, I've got a 401k, not a lot, it's $400,000, but I'll have Social Security whenever that time happens. Plus, I've got a pension, and to me, that's sufficient. I really don't have any debt, and I'm married, and all of our children are older. So just calling to see, hey, am I good? Is there something else I should be doing? I'm putting 17% into my 401k, so it's growing, but
good.
So that's my question.
Well, I appreciate that background, Terry. That's helpful. And here's what I would say. The starting point is really to put together that retirement spending plan. And maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but it's, tweaking your current budget for that season of life. Typically, retirees will pay, or will spend somewhere between 70 and 80% on average of their pre-retirement income, because they're not, that 17% that you're putting away for retirement. You're not doing that anymore. And, maybe you drop your life insurance at that point because you're not, you don't have a spouse that's counting on you for your income because you're not working anymore, and you're not eating out during the day, for lunch while on the job, that kind of thing. So calculate that retirement budget and then compare that to your income sources. So for that $400,000, I'd probably look at, as a starting point, trying to pull $16,000 a year, which is $1,300 a month. So add that $1,300 a month plus your Social Security plus your pension checks, and just see how that compares to what you're going to be spending with that retirement budget, and then continue saving at 17% and work as long as you can, and let's see if all those numbers shake out. Hopefully that gives you a starting point, Terry. All the best to you, my friend. We'll be right back on Faith and Finance. Our thanks to Certified Kingdom Advisor Wade Chessman, President and Wealth Advisor, and his team at Chessman Wealth Strategies in Dallas for their support of Faith and Finance. Their goal is to help their clients expand their understanding of biblical financial principles and how to implement them. The website is chessmanwealth.com. The phone number is 214-572-2120. Investment advisory services offered through CWM LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Some say Jesus was a good teacher, a lunatic, or a liar. Who was this man named Jesus? This week on Pathway to Victory, Dr. Robert Jeffress explains why Jesus Christ is, without a doubt, the Son of God and the Savior of all mankind. Join us for the series called The Incomparable Christ, all this week on Pathway to Victory with Dr. Robert Jeffress.
Weekday mornings at 6 Central on American Family Radio.
Are you looking for a financial professional who aligns with your biblical values? Certified Kingdom Advisors are trusted financial, legal, or accounting professionals who have completed a rigorous certification program to ensure they provide biblically wise financial advice as part of their practice. You can find a local CKA professional in your area by going to faithfi.com and clicking Find a CKA.
We are grateful for support from Eventide Investments on the Faith and Finance program. Eventide's approach to values-based investing is grounded in the belief that humankind was created in the image of God, with intrinsic dignity, value, and worth. Eventide calls this investing that makes the world rejoice. More information is available at eventideinvestments.com. That's eventideinvestments.com.
Hey, great to have you with us today on Faith and Finance here on American Family Radio. I'm Rob West. We're taking your calls and questions today on anything financial. 800-525-7000. That's right. The number is 800-525-7000. You can call right now. Let's go to Michigan and welcome Jill to the broadcast. Hi there.
Hi, Joe. I'm Jill.
I'm Rob. You're Jill. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Rob. I have a question. My mom is 83. She's a widow. Worked her whole life. Just a middle-class person. She's considering moving into a retirement home, independent living. She's good health. That also has the nursing care and assisted living that's necessary. So they want her to do a buy-in. She would pay $150,000, and then she still would have a monthly payment of $3,000, which is her Social Security and pension, which she has. And it's a beautiful place, and we're like, okay, sounds good. But then I just had some red flags because the gal, which I think the salesperson said, she's guaranteed there for life. If she runs out of her money, then she could apply for Medicaid. But I'm starting to get some feelings that they will take all her money that she has first. So she'll have about $150 left from the proceeds from selling her home. And she wanted to gift that to her 4 children. And the lady was like, well, you really can't do that because if she needs her Medicaid, they're going to go back and look at that.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I'm making any sense or...
No, you are, and I think this is really good, to consider. So you need to read the fine print. I mean, a lot of times, and I really like these options as long as they're financially stable and, they're, usually the ones that are good, there's a waiting list even just to get in, and, they have adequate, financial reserves. But the idea that they could buy in to a home, they don't get that money back, but maybe have a cottage of sorts, but with the ability to move to assisted living and full nursing care, and there's a set amount per month, and maybe there's an annual inflation escalation on that each year, but they know that they can stay there for the rest of their lives, and that gives them our loved ones peace of mind to know that there's a plan there regardless of what they need, memory care or anything down the road. And a lot of these will say that once you've bought in, and and they'll typically do a financial check, they'll want to know that you have a certain amount, in a financial well-being first, but they'll commit to, even if you run out of money, we'll continue to provide care for the rest of your life. So you just want to understand the fine print in terms of what guarantees they're making and what place Medicaid or fits into this, and whether or not if she depletes all of her funds, they would at some point make her relocate out, or whether she's guaranteed she can stay there until the Lord calls her home. Does that make sense?
It does, and they are saying that she is guaranteed to stay there for life with this buy-in amount. But the part that I questioned is she allowed to give this balance of $150, divide this into her 4 children, and give that to us now?
Oh, to give it to you now? Yeah, there would be a 5-year look back on that if she needed Medicare or Medicaid. Yeah, so that would be the kind of the rule on that. I mean, the key is that the government doesn't allow you to, and I certainly wouldn't advocate trying to do something to kind of quote unquote hide the money. But if the goal is she genuinely, believes she has the assets and, she wants to just make a gift to a family member, she's entitled to do that. It wouldn't create problems, though, if it was within that 5-year look back. The other thing I would say is, this where she's going, they may want to verify her assets, and she would need to disclose to them that she's giving this money away. Well, what about just letting her keep that and then having her give that at death? And just that would ensure that that the money is still available for whatever she needs it for, and then you and your siblings, her heirs, could get the money when she dies.
Okay. She just thinks about it. I remember working with her pretty good, and she's like, darn me with this living at this point, but if I give this to you now, and then 10 years down the road, so I can bring nursing care, they're going to take this money.
Yeah. Well, but a lot of times, the way these, most of the time, the way these work, and again, you need to read the fine print, maybe get a financial advisor to look over this, or an attorney. But, typically the only thing she would ever come out of pocket once she buys in, even if she needs full nursing care, is just that monthly amount. The same, monthly amount that covers her food and her expenses and so forth. That shouldn't change even if she goes to nursing care. So as long as she's got a plan to cover, that monthly amount that she's committing herself to, plus, inflation adjustments, I would expect that would cover whatever care she needs for the rest of her life.
Okay, thank you. That was helpful.
Yep.
I think maybe it would be smart for her to maybe talk to an estate lawyer. They would probably know.
Yeah, they would. And I think, when you're making a big decision like this, never a bad idea to get some professional counsel to not only look over the contract, but just help advise her on, end of life decisions. Also, it's a good time to make sure her living will is up to date, her health care surrogate, durable power of attorney, all of those documents as well. Hey, Jill, you sound like a wonderful daughter. I'm delighted to have you on the program today. Thanks for your call. To West Virginia. Hi, Linda. Go right ahead. Linda, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Great. How can I help you today?
I'm fine. I'm going to hang up right now, okay? Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I had another call came in on my landline.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, that one's finished. I have, my husband and I received about $84,000 in oil and gas leave recently. With all the stuff you hear about the instability of our economic situation in this country, and
yes.
you see a lot of gold advertisements, etc. And we've never invested in gold. I don't know if that is a good way to put some of this, not a whole lot, but some of it. Would it be in certificates, or would it be better to have it in hand, the actual gold?
Yeah.
What's your feeling on that?
Yeah, it's a great question, Linda. I like gold as a part of a well-diversified portfolio. Keep in mind, though, we see a lot of advertisements for the precious metals, particularly gold, during these times of uncertainty and fear. Right. And I think just with what's going on from inflation to the geopolitical issues to our national debt, obviously there's just a lot of marketing around gold. Now, what you also have to recognize is, although, we've seen a nice bounce in gold is still cheaper today than it was in the summer of 2020. So even though it's, it should be an inflation hedge, it really hasn't acted like that, quite as well. And it's because there's other factors that drive the price of gold. But there's no doubt it's a safety asset. It's uncorrelated, meaning it doesn't move with the stock market, which is a good thing when you're trying to diversify your portfolio. So bottom line is, how do I recommend thinking about gold? I like as a starting point having, a forever allocation in gold of say 5% of your total investable assets. So what do you all have, if you don't mind me asking, in the way of investable assets in total today?
Oh, gee, I just pulled that form out to look at. Hang on.
Just a rough idea. I mean, a couple 100,000 more?
Oh, no. We're not that well off.
Okay.
These oil and gas leases are really land falls for us.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think. Let me see. I've got it right here. A total of about 60,000 in
Okay.
investments.
Okay. Got it. But you said you're getting proceeds of 84. Would that be in addition to this?
Yes.
Okay. So that would put you at
That's
maybe
a
100.
one-time.
Yeah, one-time thing. That puts you at maybe 150,000, and you don't have any 401ks or IRAs or anything like that.
Yes, we have some IRAs. They're Roth IRAs. They're about
Okay.
20,000 each.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so I mean, let's say you had a couple 100,000 at the most. Once you get this one-time distribution plus your IRAs, I'd be thinking about maybe 10,000 in gold, and I'd probably buy with my forever allocation. You can buy gold coins, you can buy gold bars. Probably gold coins would be a good option. Where you're just buying, based on the spot price of gold. I mean, even Costco was selling gold, as it was a great option. And then you're just looking for, that to buy and hold kind of forever. If you want to go up to 10%, I would be okay with that. Oftentimes for that second 5%, folks will use what's called a gold exchange traded fund, like GLD. It's basically where you buy an exchange